Hey guys, it's Jalen. Welcome back. I'm here today to share with you my update for my Project Yarnathon. This is a project that was originally created by Andrea over at Pretty as a Peacock, and there are several of us that have joined in. So the premise of this project, this is not a makeup panning project. This is a knitting crafty project, and the idea is to use up yarn, whether it's knitting, crochet, weaving, etc., in some way. And the goal is to use up a marathon's worth of yarn. Now, you may be wondering, how much is a marathon? It's a lot. It's 46,145 yards, which is a lot. I am nowhere near completing that. I am currently, I think leading up to this update, I was at like 23.1% of my goal of a marathon. So I still have a ways to go. Now I do have two finished objects for today to share with you. The first is now these are both smaller projects, so I don't have any big items for this month. But the first thing I have is a pair of yoga socks. This is how these turned out. So you can see my second pair here. I love how this turned out. Now let me find the pattern that I used. So the pattern for these yoga socks, it's called Rolling Brook Yoga Socks, and the pattern designer is Anne Mancine. Now this was originally written for a DK weight yarn, but I decided, or actually sport weight, but I decided to go with fingering. So I adjusted this pattern a little bit just by casting on the appropriate number of stitches I needed, which was, I think I cast on 64 because this is all 2x2 rib, as you can see. I think, yeah, 2x2 rib. So I ended up casting on 64 stitches. I want to say the original pattern called for like 56. So I added an additional 8 stitches to this. The yarn that I'm using is by the brand Mustache, and the colorway is Be Mine. I had a partial skein, so this was perfect for this pattern. Now I still did not end up using all of the yarn. I actually have quite a bit left. So here are the two little balls that I have remaining. So for this particular pattern, I ended up using up a total of 198 yards. So right around 200 yards for these little yoga socks. I love this like yoga sock idea because in the fall, winter, whenever my feet are cold, but I still want to paint my toes, I like to have a pair of socks that are toeless, where I can still get some warmth on my feet with the socks, but I can still paint my toes. So this is perfect for that. Probably the next pair I will leave the heel in, but for now these will do. So anyway, these are done, used up around 200 yards. The next pattern the next and last pattern I finished is a pair of fingerless mitts. So here, let me do these the right way. Here are the finished pair, and I will put these on so you can see what these look like. I still have yet to block them. This pattern is Cans by Erica Lomax, and the yarn I used is by Sundara. It was one of her, her sock yarn. It was one of her like limited edition Fire Studies colorways. It was kind of part of that series. And it's a gorgeous red. So this is how these turned out. I loved this pattern. Let me see. One of these is like, here, this one. Anyway, here are the finished mitts. I freaking love how these turned out. This pattern was super easy to memorize. I loved how the thumb gusset worked out. I think it was every third row I did, every third row I did an increase. I love these. And this is actually not for me. This is a gift for a friend. So I'll be giving these to my friend once I get these blocked. But yeah, these are fabulous. I highly recommend this pattern. I think it's actually a free Ravelry download. So I do recommend this pattern quite a bit. So this, again, is a gift, finished gift. I'm so excited. These patterns that I finished were both part of my Get Your Craft On project that I started in January. Now, the cans used up a total of 147 yards, so right around 150 of sock weight yarn. So those are my two finished objects. Now, those two totaled up to measly 345 yards knit. Now that's not all I knit in the month since my last update, but that is what I finished. So my previous total amount that I had left to knit was 35,466 yards. That was coming into this update. That gave me a total of 10,679 yards knit up since I started this project last year. And with my addition of 345 yards, I now have 121 yards remaining, and I have knit up a total of 11,024 yards. I'm currently at 23.8% to my goal of knitting a marathon. So I went up 0.7%. Not a lot. That's okay. I think my next month is going to be pretty big. So let me share with you what I have been working on. The first item is a pair of simple vanilla socks using some self-striping yarn. So what I'm using is this yarn from the brand Knitterly Things. They are still around. This shade is called Algae. And this is just a really beautiful, like, I don't know, fun colored, like, stripy sock. And I have the first total like foot and leg done. I have not done the heel yet. I do have it marked of where I will cut into this and then create a short row heel. No, not a short row heel, a decreased heel. And I have been working on the second one, and this is how much I've knit so far. So I do actually have, I think right here, or maybe it's this one. This is where my heel will go. Let me just double check that. Yep, so my heel will go here. So now I'm working on the leg. And I have about that much more to go, and including the ribbing. And then I will insert my heels on both, and then this will be done. Self-striping, like simple toe-up socks, usually uses up around 280 to 300 yards. So that's what I anticipate will be done with these socks. The big project I'm working on is actually a sweater. This is a pattern that I had started, back in 2020. So it's been on the needles for quite some time. I kind of started it and then abandoned it. So I have been working on this. Now let me show you what this is looking like now. So this is, the pattern is the Comfort Fade Cardigan by Andrea Mowry, but I am not doing a fade. I'm just knitting this with a solid color. So here is the sweater now. It's kind of hard to show, but I do have the body finished. Now I did mark where I was last month. So the last time I worked on this project, you can see my little stitch marker here. I knit, so it's such dark yarn, it's hard to see, but I knit this much of the body of the sweater since last month, which is amazing. That's a lot of knitting. And it's about here is where my ribbing starts. You can see my ribbed hem. And then I have also knit one full sleeve. You can see my stitch markers here on the back side for my decreases. So I have knit quite a bit on this. I have also picked up, and I will start the second sleeve probably this evening. So yeah, this is coming along. My goal is to have this sweater finished before the next update, which would be amazing. I want to say this is probably going to use around 1,500 yards or so. So I'll go ahead and try this on and show you what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see. I still need to do the collar, of course, but there's the fit of the sleeves. I really do love the length of the sleeves. I think it's going to be so pretty. Oh. So anyway, hopefully before the next update, I will be able to block this and then show a finished sweater in the middle of June when it's going to be hot as balls. Anyway, I'm super excited about this one. Those are the 2 items that I am working on finishing before the next update. I don't know if I'll be working on anything else. We'll see. Depends on how quickly I can finish that sweater. It's kind of like, it's on my brain right now. It's all I can think about is to get that sweater finished. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that is my update for this project. Oh, I did not mention, I'm so sorry. I did not even notice the Zigster on my hamper. He's back there snoozing. Hi, Ziggy. I don't know if y'all heard that. I love these because it's, like fall where maybe I'm not. Okay, fall, winter. Okay, bye.